In this video today we're going to be working on subtracting integers. On the right hand side, like I always give a little bit of hint on how to do the problems we're going to work on in the video. So let's change the subtraction. So we're going to change the subtraction sign to addition, and then we change the number to the opposite. So if you look on the right hand side, I give you a little example how we did it. We have 2 negative 7 equals to 2. So we changed the subtraction to a positive, and we did the 7, put it in parentheses, into a negative 7. So we have two different signs. So we're going to go ahead and subtract, and our answer is going to be negative 5 in that example. Okay. So on number 1, I'll try to use a different color markers to show you how we did it, and hopefully you understand how to solve the problems. So we have 7 minus 13. So based on the rule, we're going to change that negative into a positive, and then we switch the positive 13 to a negative. Okay. So after we do that, we have 7 plus negative 13 equals. Okay. Then we know we have two different signs, so we know we're going to go ahead and subtract. And what number is bigger, 13 or 7? Our biggest number is 13, so what sign's in front of the 13 is negative, so our answer is going to be negative. And then we're going to subtract 13 from 7, and it's going to be 6. So our answer for number 1 is negative 6. So for problem number 2, do the same thing. Turn that negative into a positive, and then it's negative. Since this is a negative 20, what's the opposite of negative 20? Positive 20. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and write 13 plus 20 equals, and then they're two of the same sign, so we're able to just go ahead and add. So 13 plus 20 is going to be 33. So our answer for number 2 is 33. Okay. For problem number 3, we have 5 minus a negative 3. So we're going to go ahead and, based on the rule, we're going to change this negative into a positive. And what's the opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. So we're going to go ahead and add. So it's 5 plus 3 equals two of the same signs. So if they're two of the same sign, we're just going to go ahead and add it. 5 plus 3 is 8. So our answer for number 3 is going to be 8. If you're still getting confused, go ahead, like I always say, go back to problem number 1, go back to the video and see if you can go ahead and try to understand how to do it step by step. If you have to keep on reviewing the video, keep going until you know how to do these problems and you understand it a little bit better. For the next 3 problems, go ahead again, try to pause the video, try to challenge yourself, try to solve them before I solve them for you, and see if you can go ahead and do the problems on your own. We're watching the other first 3 examples, and then go ahead and press play and see if you got the same answers, and if not, where did you did your mistakes, so that way you can correct and get better on subtracting integers. Okay. So we have negative, same thing. We're gonna go ahead and change that to a positive, and then we turn that into a negative because we changed the opposite, whatever the number is. So we had 8, so we're gonna do to negative 8. So now we have two of the same sign. Now you don't need to write the extra step that I'm doing all the time. Negative 10 plus negative 8 equals. You can go ahead and solve it from here if you want to. Only reason why I'm doing this extra step is that way you guys won't get confused and know where I'm getting the negative 10, the positive, and negative 8. But if you can go ahead and do it, you can just go ahead and do it there. It's the same thing. So negative 10 plus negative 8 is going to be negative 18. Okay. For number 5, negative 21 and negative 21 minus negative 29, same thing, turns this into a positive, and then this is negative 29, so we're going to turn that into the opposite of negative 29, which is positive 29. So then we're going to go ahead and do negative 21 plus 29. So here we have a negative and we have a positive. So we know that when we're adding subtract the integers. If two signs are different, we're going to go ahead and subtract. So the rules, like I always told before, what number is bigger, 29 or 21? 29. We're not looking at the signs. Remember, we're just looking at the numbers. The number 29 is bigger. What sign is in front of 29? Positive, so our answer is going to be a positive. So then we're going to go and subtract. 29 minus 21 is going to be 8. So our answer is going to be 8. So for the last problem, we have 25. So we're going to go ahead and turn that into a positive and turn that into a negative 37. So now we're going to have 25 plus negative 37. So once again, we have two different signs. We have a positive and we have a negative. So we know that we're going to go ahead and subtract. What sign are we going to put as our answer? We have positive, negative. What number is bigger? Once again, we have 25 and 27. Our biggest number is 37. So the sign in front of the 37 is going to be a negative. So we put negative as our answer. And then we just subtract 37 from 25, which is going to be 12. So our answer for 6 is going to be negative 12.